just put it on the podium itself. I'm cool with it. I'll just give a answer.
Well, one would expect that this is going to start in a moment. Here they come! Yay! All right, this will get underway in a minute. One would have thought they all got lined up. About 5 minutes ago, they would have been started already.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And I want to start by acknowledging that we're gathered here on the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of the New Credit. I want to just report back on a very important summit that took place this morning. But at the outset, let me just reflect on the conversations I had prior to the summit with some survivors of threats of extortion in Peel region. I was deeply moved by the emotion as well as the challenges that many have spoken about. Not just today, but in the past several weeks, I've had a chance to speak to many who have been impacted by extortion. It is a cowardly act that's meant to insert fear in individuals. One, where families are impacted, oftentimes moving out of their home, moving out of their community, and with the expectation that they will pay. But I want to ask those who are the subject of extortion, those victims, is to first and foremost call law enforcement. And secondly, please do not heed to the pressures of these criminals. I want to thank them. I want to thank the families and individuals I met today who continue to be challenged by these threats. And I want to assure them that today, the three levels of government and law enforcement in Canada have come together to ensure your safety and security. We have seen unprecedented levels of cooperation that happened today, and one that has happened for many, many years. But we have strengthened that today, and we look forward to concrete results coming out of this anti-extortion summit. All of us here today agree that we have to stop extortion and deal with the bad actors who are doing it. It starts with helping law enforcement here in Peel, and I want to acknowledge the work of Chief Nishant Daryappa, as well as the women and men of Peel Regional Police, for doing such an important role in protecting their communities. Investing in extortion is difficult work that requires significant resources. As I assured our partners today, the federal government is keen to do its part. That is why I'm pleased to announce that the Government of Canada is providing Peel Region with up to $1 million to bolster the work of local law enforcement to combat extortion, support and provide services to victims, and build on efforts already underway through the Peel Regional Police Extortion Investigation Task Force. This task force provides rapid response while leveraging intelligence from federal partners, including the Canada Border Service Agency. The CBSA is committed to supporting the task force through the removal of inadmissible foreign nationals involved in extortion and other serious criminal offenses. In addition, thanks to the federal investment of over $4 million over 4 years through Canada's border plan, our government is establishing a new regional integrated drug enforcement team in partnership with the Government of Ontario and local authorities. And let me just take a moment to thank Minister Kersner for his leadership and our partnership with the Province of Ontario, as well as members of the OPP that are here today, as well as those who are working around the clock to keep Ontarians safe. This will create a centralized hub for law enforcement resources from multiple agencies and jurisdictions. These are concrete and coordinated actions that will help protect communities, including Peel Region, from organized crime. They build on other federal initiatives, funding for gun and gang violence prevention, tougher laws, and legislative reforms. Budget 2025 has also committed $1.8 billion over 4 years to strengthen federal law enforcement, including hiring 1,000 new RCMP personnel and 1,000 new CBSA officers. We've also allocated $390 million over 5 years to support provinces and territories through the initiative to take action against gun and gang violence, and $250 million through the Building Safer Communities Fund. Peel Region alone has received $8.14 million through this fund to strengthen community safety and provide young people with positive alternatives. We concluded today's summit with a pledge to continue working together to disrupt organized crime networks and protect businesses and residents across Peel Region and bring perpetrators to justice. To those affected by threats of extortion, please know that you're not alone. all levels of government as well as law enforcement, the people here before you today want to help you. If you receive threats, we urge you not to comply with demands. Report the incident. You can also do so anonymously through Crime Stoppers or Peel Region's dedicated hotline that offers multilingual services. All of us have a right to live and work free of threats and intimidation. Our commitment to you is that we will keep working together to ensure that all Canadians have safe communities in which they live, work, and raise their families. Thank you. Secretary Sahota, over to you.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Minister Ananda-Sangri. As one of the local members of Parliament here in Brampton and Caledon, I know firsthand the fear and disruption that extortion-related crimes create in our community. These crimes are not theoretical, they are real, they are targeted, and their impacts on people's lives and livelihoods can be devastating. I receive at least 1 to 2 phone calls a week from people who get that call that they have been dreading. For people in Peel, it's not a matter of if, it's become a matter of when. There are 2 key takeaways for Canadians from today's summit. First, all levels of government are taking strong, coordinated action across federal, provincial, and local jurisdictions to protect communities and support those who have been targeted by extortion. This is a serious threat, and it is being met with a serious response. Second, today reinforced that everyone has a role to play, and that every organization at the table is fully committed to carrying out its responsibilities. Let me briefly speak to those roles. The RCMP plays a critical national role by leading transnational investigations and coordinating intelligence through the National Coordination and Support Team. That coordination ensures police services across the country have access to intelligence and operational support they need to disrupt organized crime and extortion networks. Our investments, in additional RCMP personnel are strengthening the task. Here in Peel, the Peel Regional Police and the Ontario Provincial Police are leading frontline investigations, managing victim support, and deploying specialized units focused on evidence gathering, interviews, and risk management, working to lay charges and bring offenders before the courts. Peel Police's Extortion Investigative Task Force plays a vital role by responding rapidly at the community level while drawing on intelligence expertise and resources from provincial and federal partners. The Canadian Border Services Agency also plays a key role in protecting public safety by investigating and removing inadmissible foreign nationals involved in transnational organized crime while safeguarding the integrity of our borders. Through our border plan and investments in additional CBSA personnel, we are further strengthening these efforts. The bottom line is this: no individual and no business should ever face extortion, threats, or intimidation. This summit was about strengthening coordination between police services, between governments, and across jurisdictions. And we fully expect that that coordination will continue and deepen as we go forward. Because when all levels of government and all levels of policing work together, criminals have fewer places to hide and communities are safer as a result. As Minister Ananda-Sangri has said, you are not alone. Today's extortion has resulted in deeper coordination. We are willing to disrupt, and we will punish and hold those responsible accountable. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass it over to the Solicitor General of Ontario.
Well, thank you, Minister, and thank you, Secretary of State. There is no higher priority for our government, led by Premier Ford, than protecting Ontario. Today's summit to combat extortion is an example that when all levels of government, municipal, provincial, and federal, come together with incredible stakeholders that work hard every single day to keep us safe, we will keep Ontario safe, and we will keep Canada safe. I want to acknowledge the work that CBSA does, that the RCMP does, that the OPP does,
See you out
that
there.
our municipal police services and First Nations police services do every day to keep our province safe. This past summer, I had the privilege of traveling throughout Ontario and visiting many border crossings and seeing for myself that when governments work together, we will be imaginative, we will be innovative, and we will make sure that a person's inherent right to live safely in their own homes and communities is upheld and fulfilled every single day.
Thanks for taking the
Peel
time.
Regional Police Service, our
to
host
tune in.
today with the federal government, is an example of a flagship police service that meets the mark, that meets the moment of being innovative and imaginative. Our government, led by Premier Ford, is very proud that since June of 2018, we have given Peel Regional Police Service over $160 million to make sure that they have the resources they require to combat crime right here and to keep beautiful Caledon and Brampton and Mississauga safe. Under the leadership of Chief Duriapa, he has shown everyone who lives in beautiful Peel that they will not stop, they will not rest unless we combat crime in all its forms. You see, my friends, extortion is a way of creating more crime, and that's totally unacceptable. The proceeds from extortion exacerbate crime, and our government will, as I said, do what we have to do. We are a government of action, and when our government, led by Premier Ford, said that we would put more boots on the ground, over 2,500 new police officers came forward in 2025, over 300 of them right here in Peel. I want to thank my friend the Minister and the Secretary of State for not only working collaboratively, but taking measures and leadership that they have done by introducing pieces of legislation that the province of Ontario supports. Because when we work together, people of Ontario and people of Canada will know that there's someone who has their back. And I want to thank the Minister today for his announcement and his commitment to invest in our public safety and to invest in the Peel Regional Police Service. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you for the opportunity, Minister Anandasangri, Secretary Sahota, and Solicitor General Kersner, to speak to you on behalf of Peel Regional Police and my law enforcement colleagues on a very real issue that, needless to say, is catching the attention of this entire country. But needless to say, extortions are not a victimless crime. In Peel Region, it has had a profound effect in deeply affecting not only the individuals that are the victims of it, their families, their neighborhoods, and in our context, a broader community. And Minister Anandasangri and Solicitor General Kersner are right. What has made Peel Region such a vibrant and beautiful place to be has also allowed for certain elements to exploit vulnerabilities in our community. They are causing fear, intimidation, threats, acts of violence, and jeopardizing people's livelihood. These pressures not only erode trust, they damage the well-being of a community and undermines the security that is the foundation and the core of this fantastic country, and it's what our community deserves. For the victims, it's not just about money, it's fear in their homes, it silences people, isolates them, and makes them feel like they're facing these threats alone. That is completely unacceptable. Today is a remarkable testament to how, at a federal, provincial, and municipal level, across sectors, including law enforcement, that we can address this issue directly on. Here at Peel Regional Police, we have funded a 30-person dedicated extortion investigative team, which is our response, a strong response of dedicated individuals that recognize the need to respond to this trend that we're seeing. Extortions aren't just localized. In these cases, they are transnational criminal networks operating across borders, exploiting global communication platforms, moving finances and money internationally. And these networks take advantage of those vulnerabilities of geospatial instability, economic pressures, and the diaspora and the connections in these communities that are causing harm. What today represents is a remarkable one, and certainly in my 30 years have not seen such a coordinated response to an issue. I want to thank the federal government for their announcement today, and thank you for the dialogue that the summit has created across police agencies with my RCMP colleagues, the OBP, other municipalities, and CBSA, to have a discussion on what the potential solutions may be as we move forward. What's happening here is driven by global issues, geographic issues that are not constrained by the four walls of Peel Region. This means our response will be not just community-oriented, but globally informed, working closely with, as the minister said, victims, those that are affected, community leaders, partners provincially, nationally, and internationally to disrupt these networks and protect those being targeted. Let me be clear. Intimidation in our communities have no place. We in policing have a strong role to do this, and we cannot do it alone. We are committed to holding those offenders accountable, supporting victims, and ensuring that fear does not infiltrate our communities. We will continue to work with law enforcement partners, government, and community organizations to confront this issue firsthand, locally, nationally, and internationally. With that, on behalf of Peel Regional Police, thank you for the ability to contribute to the solutions. We are looking forward to the many good things that are ahead, and thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much, Chief. So we're going to move to the Q&A portion of this press conference. One question, one follow-up, or before I want to ask you to line up here. Please state your name, outfit, and if you wish to ask a question. Thank you.
All right, we are going to forego the questions. If you have any ideas, thoughts, or comments about the release here on combating extortion, please leave them in the comments. If you have any suggestions for us, please leave them in the comments. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you. Have a good afternoon.